Hey folks, Tim here. Took a look at myself in the mirror today and I'm getting a little scraggly and shaggy, and I don't want to be accused of being a hippie or anything, so it might be time for a quick haircut. Now, I know a lot of people are trapped at home and maybe will be cutting their own hair or maybe their kids' hair for the first time, and I'm here to tell you that it's not that big of a deal. So I've been rocking a short haircut since I was a punk kid in junior high. Now, in the little town that I grew up in New Hampshire, there was this amazing swimming hole that was an old quarry. And we used to go in there despite the fact that there were no trespassing signs, because number one, we were little jerks, and number two, there weren't a whole lot of other great places to swim. So what would usually go down is we would sneak in there. It was back in the woods a ways. There was like a dirt road with a gate, but we'd sneak through the woods to get there. And then we would jump in and swim, and we'd probably sometimes we'd have an hour, sometimes maybe a half hour before the owner who lived nearby would call the police and they'd come and chase us out of there. So what we started doing was I decided, because I was a devious little jerk, that I would cut my hair real short, get a buzz cut, and then we would skinny dip when we went there. So then, if people came to kick us out, we'd grab our clothes and run through the woods to get away. And then if I was walking down the street 10 minutes later, my clothes would be dry and I wouldn't have wet hair. So they'd say, "Were you swimming out there?" And we'd say, "No." So, interesting reason as to why I started doing this, but now as an adult, it's been just an easy thing to maintain, especially on long wilderness trips. I'm a big fan of looking the same day to day, right? So I don't want to have a lot of products or beauty regimens in order to maintain a consistent look. But while we're at it, an interesting tidbit. Do you ever see any of the National Geographic movies where the people in the jungle, the primitive tribes, they're almost always rocking the bowl haircut, right? If they have cut hair, if it's not really long and braided. So why is that? So I learned this as an undergraduate anthropology student. So have you ever tried to cut your hair with a knife? In the movies, this is a bad steak knife, but in the movies they grab a big thing of hair and pull and kind of saw through it. That's not how you do it with a knife. If you want to cut your hair with a knife, you take your knife and you get it nice and sharp and you put it blade side away from your head and drape the hair over the head, and then you tap the knife with a stick. So if you were cutting your hair with a machete, that's probably why it would look that way, because you've got the sharp edge away from you, the hair drapes over the blade, tap it with a stick, and there's your haircut. I go the other route. I cut my own hair with a pair of clippers. I've probably saved, I don't know, thousands and thousands of dollars over the course of my life having bought a pair of clippers. This is a high-end pair. I think they're like $40, but it's got a little bit bigger motor. And what else about it? I don't know, but I've had the cheapest pair. I think in the last 30 years, I've probably had 3 sets of clippers. The first set I had cost me $12, and it was the cheapest pair that was available when I got it, and it finally just died last year. So I ended up splurging, and I've spent the $40 on the fancy pair. So they come with these little guards, and all the guards are numbered. So this is a 3. And for my simple haircut, I take a 1, a 2, and a 3. And this is how quick and easy it is. So now it's going. My other thing that I have is a little camping mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Higher the number, the longer the hair. And I'm going to give you guys show you the deluxe cut here. Good thing I was cutting this, it was starting to dreadlock on me. Every time I'd go out in public, they'd want me to start singing reggae songs. And the beautiful thing about hair is that if you screw it up, it grows back. Hats are pretty cheap. So there's the 3. And I go right over the top with the 3. then I'll take the two the prices we pay for beauty, and I do the two back a little ways. One of the tricks of the trade is to get it so it'll blend in a little bit, so you don't have these sharp lines. So there's my two, and now I get out my one, and I'll do the sides and the back. Sometimes it's tricky to get around your ear, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I do that kind of looking. I do that looking into the mirror. Alright, so there's that, and now I'll just kind of eyeball it. And I try to do this about every 2 or 3 weeks. It's a nice cool haircut for the summertime. That light looks bad. Let's go back to there. Yeah. And obviously I can't see the back of my head. So what I'm going to do there is just do a series of strokes right up to the top. And then I'll take my little mirror and I'll go inside or to a window, and I'll look, and I'll show you how I do that, but I'll look at it and make sure that I don't have any big spots in the back. But if my wife or kids are home, I just ask them. I say, hey, did I miss anything? So here I am in the bathroom, and I got my little mirror, I've got this mirror, and now I can look and see, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I missed there. So you can see the few spots that I missed in the back. Now I'm just going to get those again. Okay, we got those. I'm going to get all those annoying little neck hairs right in there. So I take the whole thing off, and I'll slide my hand up till my fingers are right at the base of where the hair starts to grow. And then I just shave up to my finger. Good to go. So then before I quit for the day, I'll use this thing right here on my face as well. And I'm kind of using the viewfinder from the camera as a mirror right now. Never done that before. Don't really like it that much. We're outside on a porch, so I can just sweep all this off the porch onto the ground, and I'm done with the cleanup. But it's messy to do inside. And that's that. Pretty easy, your one-stop shop for keeping your hair cut and a shave. So thanks for watching.